Trump's man in Texas. Let's get dialed in. Hello and welcome to Texas Talkin, the show that bites back at woke nonsense like a rattlesnake strike. I'm your host, Shilo Platts, sending leftists into meltdown mode with an iconic cowboy hat and a smirk. And tonight we're joined by a man who's making waves in the heart of Texas agriculture, Sid Miller, our Ag Commissioner Extraordinaire. Now, Sid Miller isn't your typical pencil-pushing bureaucrat lost in the halls of Austin. No, sir. This is a man decked out in boots and a cowboy hat of his own, who treats red tape like it's nothing more than a paper towel in a tornado. When most politicians are busy talking about lofty promises, Sid is out there getting his hands dirty, figuratively, and sometimes even literally, in the fields of our great state. Within just 6 months of taking office, Miller tackled a 2.5-year backlog in organic certifications. That's right. While most politicians are busy making excuses, Commissioner Miller is getting things done. But he didn't stop there. Miller reshaped field operations to maximize efficiency, increasing consumer protection inspections by up to 183%, while cutting over 500,000 miles a year from inspectors' travel. Talk about doing more with less. Sid's got Texas running smoother than a well-oiled tractor. And let's not forget about his Farm Fresh initiative, which has connected Texas schools with local farmers, ensuring that our kids get fresh, nutritious meals rather than a mystery meat from some faceless chain. It's a win for our children, a win for local agriculture, and a win for the Texas way of life. Meanwhile, the establishment can keep their fancy dinners and elitist policy papers while Sid delivers real results on the ground. This is a man who looks at a cow and sees a steak, a future, and a way of life, not some carbon footprint to apologize for. He's out there fighting for Texas farmers and ranchers, the backbone of this country, while the elitists in D.C. and Austin sip kale smoothies and debate whether cows should get therapy. Sid's got that cowboy logic. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So whether he's battling bureaucratic bloat, being challenged to a duel by losing politicians, or championing the cause of the American farmer, Sid Miller embodies the no-nonsense, get-it-done spirit that makes Texas great. And he's running for another term. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen, because Sid Miller joins me next. And joining me now is America's favorite cowboy and President Trump's man in Texas, our own Ag Commissioner, Sid Miller. Commissioner, welcome to Texas Talkin. Thanks for coming on.
Good to be with you, Shilo. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. It is an honor. And let's get right down to it. What are the key issues, as you see it, that our fellow Texans should be focused on that you hope to address in your next term?
Well, today, the hot topic is tariffs, tariffs, tariffs. Beyond that, we're out of water in Texas, so we've got to address our water needs. Legislature is working on that. Used to be immigration, but now we have a reverse flow. We have more leaving than coming in. So
ain't that something?
We've kind of conquered that monster. So that one's down. I think the biggest thing, and no one's really talking about it, Shilo, is for the first time in my lifetime, let me preface this a little bit. America has always been the breadbasket of the world. We've grown enough food for ourselves and feed half the world. Under the Biden administration, our Foreign Agriculture Service, our marketing service, was so focused on DEI projects, climate change, woke agenda, Green New Deal. They didn't do any marketing, and we've lost our customers. We are going to buy this year about $50 billion more food than we export.
Wow.
Be, net importers of food. Now, the reason that's alarming is when a country can no longer feed itself and depends on some foreign power to feed it, that's when you're subject to lose all your freedoms. So
Sure.
To me, that's one of the biggest deals, and not many people are talking about it. But not being food independent is the problem.
So, what would you say, sir, are your most notable accomplishments thus far?
Well, we've been working on global marketing for the whole 10 years I've been in office. Just this last year, we engaged and met with and went to or hosted 34 different countries around the globe, marketing Texas agriculture. Well, not just that, anything Texas. This last week, I met with 18 Lebanese representatives, including a member from their parliament. We cut a deal to sell them 600 tons of Texas beef to supply to the Lebanese army. So, I mean, little stuff like that. That's, if you're in the beef producing, that's a big deal for Texas to sell that much beef to one customer. So,
Yeah.
with out there, we're cutting similar deals with in Qatar, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Dubai. The Middle East is an untapped market. So, even Asian markets are great for us. Our exports to Vietnam are up 450%. They were the first ones to come to the table on the tariff negotiations. They cut a great deal. No tariffs from us, no tariffs from you. So
That's a win all the way around, right?
yeah. So that's some of the things we do best is marketing. Of course, we're regulators. We run the consumer protection program for the state of Texas, like weights and measures, pesticides, things like that.
Commissioner, I want to circle back for just a second on the water crisis in Texas. What needs to be done to adequately address that issue?
Well, it's about 5 or 6 things. There's no one magic fix. The first thing we have to do is fix our infrastructure. We haven't invested in infrastructure. Some of our big cities and some of our rural cities are worse, but our big cities, from the time they get their water to they deliver it to the customer, lose 30% of it, just gone.
Wow.
We don't have 30% to be wasted. And some of these rural towns, I mean, they're still on cast iron water lines, and the galvanized water lines, and those things break all the time. So we've got to be a better job of managing our water supply and not waste it. So that's the first thing we should tackle. And it looks like the legislature is going to do that. They're actually they've got some bills there to look at our infrastructure. We've got to be smarter about our water. We spend millions and millions of dollars getting rid of stormwater drainage. We need to capture that and use it. We also could use some rainwater harvesting off of parking lots and big distribution warehouses.
Now that makes too much sense.
Oh no, it's just, I mean, hey, Texas was settled with cisterns when the only water they had is what they caught off the roof, and we settled West Texas doing that. It's not a new technology. We've just gotten away from it. And so we can do that. You can use that water as is for manufacturing or municipal irrigation or, green belts, things like that. Desal, we're embracing that. We probably have 20 Texas cities now that are doing that. None of them from the ocean. It's too salty. But just like Granbury, Texas, they have Lake Granbury, the Brazos River. Everybody knows you can't irrigate out of the Brazos River. It's too salty. You can do that 1 or 2 years and then you ruin your field. So they put in a desal plant and are using the water finally out of Lake Granbury. Big Springs, the big port town of El Paso, or they're all using desal. And they're cleaning up brackish water. It's not seawater. It's brackish water, which is water that's not fit for drinking. It has too high mineral content in it. So the one bright spot is our fracking industry. Used to use lots and lots of fresh water to frack. Now they're using brackish water, cleaning it up. Doesn't have to be drinking water quality, but cleaning it up enough to frack with, and they're recycling it. So there are some bright spots out there like our oil and gas industry, but even the average homeowner can contribute by using what we call water smart plants. Get away from the St. Augustine grass and maybe put in buffalo grass instead of planting hollies and hawthorns. Plant some Texas natives. They do just fine with no supplemental water once they're established. So we can all do our part. It's a multifaceted fix,
but a fix that must be had. And I want to have a little bit of fun with you for just a second. You led a famous rhino hunt this past primary season, which was aimed at replacing bad incumbents in the Texas legislature. It angered a now former state representative so much that he actually challenged you to a duel. Needless to say, this rhino safari of yours, sir, was a roaring success, but we have more work to do. And I want to know if you plan on being involved again this next year, sir.
You know, that one representative, I took him up on his challenge. Since he did the challenge, I got to use weapons.
Yes,
so
sir.
I decided to fight him in a battle of wits. And I think I won because I got Donald Trump to endorse his opponent, and then that was the end of that guy. He's long gone.
So this next year, go ahead.
I'm pretty happy. This is probably the best session since I've been ag commissioner. Both sides are doing well. The Senate's doing their usual conservative agenda, passing conservative laws left and right. The House, typical farm, are late starters and getting going late, but that's typical. That's not unusual. But I didn't approve the way the speaker got elected by using Democrats to push him across the line. But so far, I'm pleased with the job he's doing. He's really doing pretty good. I have no complaints. Usually they try to gut the ag department. No one's doing that.
Good.
We're having a pretty good session. We'll see where we end up. We're not there yet. But I'm pleasantly surprised of how the House is operating.
Well, where can people go finally if they want to learn more about you, perhaps volunteer for your campaign, or even donate money?
Well, just we can't take money until June, to that 30 days after the session is over. There's a we have to go dark, which is probably a good rule. You don't want to be giving politicians money while they're in making law. Let's wait till they go home, and then we'll
Yes,
do
sir.
it. You can find me on social media. Miller for Texas. Facebook is my main social media, but you can find us on Instagram, TikTok, X, all of those. LinkedIn, we're all there, and we have a very active social media. We're more active than all the elected Republicans added together across the state. January we had an engagement about 124 million, and
Wow.
that's not unusual for us. But that was our reach. Excuse me, that was our reach. Our engagement was 65 million. That means they liked, commented, or shared our post.
Well, you have a massive social media following, and I want to thank you for the job you've done so far. May God bless you, and may God continue to bless the great state of Texas. Thank you for helping us keep Texas talking.
Glad to do it. We'll keep doing.
Yes, sir. Stay dialed in to interviews and content just like this by clicking that follow button on my Facebook page, or hit the subscribe button to learn more about exclusive access that you won't want to miss.